What is up, my ninjas? I'm Strident, and I am back with another review, of course, and this time we are looking at the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Eternal. This is the Blue Flame version, or just the regular version. This is one of my grails, because it's a character I've dug since the first time I saw him, and it's a character I didn't think I would find, because the only one I had ever seen on Amazon, he was like really expensive, so I just had him in my wish list, and I was just watching as it got down and down and down and down and down, and then my homeboy Agent O found him on another site for like less than half of what the one on Amazon was. So I got him. Well, he got him for me. I paid him back, and then here we are. So I'm gonna go into, of course, what makes this thing awesome, and you know why you should even give a damn, even if you're not a big fan of the show he comes from. So the first thing you notice, he is an SH Figuarts, so you get that unmatched quality with the articulation, the paint apps, the sculpting, etc. I will go over all the little sculpted details just because, I mean, that's what I do, that's the whole point of the review, and I will let you know off the bat, I dig this level of quality, which is why I collect SH Figuarts. These kind of figures are why I'm so hard on Hasbro and Mattel and anyone else that makes superhero action figures, because not only do these guys represent live action superheroes from TV series, you know what I'm saying, but they're extremely on model. The sculpt work is just impeccable. I mean, just look at all the little details that are sculpted in this figure. I mean, it's pretty much a simple figure. It's Kamen Rider Double with bigger, you know, forehead prongs, you know, instead of just the W, and instead of having two different colors, he's one color. He's all white. It's like an entire white Joker. I'm sorry, white Fang. The shroud, it's nice. It kind of sucks because it's one big piece of plastic, and I don't like that. So expect to see in the months coming a custom cape, but you have to take the head off to put the cape on. The head itself is awesome, compound eyes. You just have a paint dot though for that crystal that usually represents the third eye on a lot of these Toku heroes, and you know, that's a low point, but considering all the other details, it's not much to, like, you know, complain about. I really dig how the knees are sculpted in a way that they hide when he's standing up straight. That's freaking beautiful. And I'm going to repeat myself about that too. The little, you know, strap for the memories on his leg, beautiful detail, good paint. Same thing with on his arm. The flames look good. And it's kind of cool because, you know, it's blue on white. So the blue actually is vibrant because you have a white surface to put the blue on. And if you look at the blue paint, it's a blue metallic paint. So it's pretty cool in that respect. All of the paint in all the little spots that he has paint is well applied. It's wholly applied and you know, consistently applied. The driver looks good. You can see all the details, the joints. Paint is where it should be, and you can tell, like, this is where the memory goes in, this is the hinge, etc., etc. The little spots for the extra guy memory on his belt look good, clean, very simple, because in the show they're simple. There's not a whole bunch of colors going on, and I don't buy the cosplay belts, so if there is a whole bunch of color that you would only know if you buy that, I don't know. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm sorry. I'm a big kid, but I'm a grown-ass man. I don't wear cosplay belts and all that shit. I don't go that far. But looking at all these details on him, it's just, you got to give credit where it's due. You don't get this with, you know, American figures. Once again, those knees. Look at how they're sculpted so that the bend, you know, all the things that are revealed when you bend it, they're closed and hidden when he's standing up straight. So you maintain the sculpt and you maintain the articulation. It's freaking beautiful. I mean, that's one thing about this figure. He is beautiful in his simplicity. There are a lot of complex things that are handled in a way that makes the figure effortlessly look simple. You know what I mean? There's no loss in articulation and sculpt, which that's just beautiful. That's what you want, you know. Accessories. Eternal comes with a bunch of hands. I want to say 3 pairs of hands, and then like an extra hand because it's like an emoting hand. Comes with his knife and his shroud. There's no like extra head or no Gaia memories for you to put all over in all of the different straps and all that stuff, which I wished that there was. I saw a really awesome custom SIC version of him that had all that stuff, and I was just like, man, that would be dope if they had painted all that on the actual figure. But, you know, it doesn't really take anything away from it because you could just pretend, or, you know, they could be in there and there could be flaps covering them up, whatever. But anyway, the knife is beautifully recreated. It's made out of a very flexible, rubbery plastic, so it's extremely durable. There's not much paint. It's cast in black, and then there's silver and white paint on it. But it's well done, and it's very small details, but the coverage of those details is ridiculous. You know what I mean? They did a really good job. And that's really it. The hands are emotive, and you'll see them in more of... You've probably seen some of them already. But, you know, he's got fists, he's got the splayed open hands, he's got the various posing hands that he has, you know, for his poses, and he's also got the thumbs down hand. But all this makes him look really thorough. He's a very simple design, and I think that's what drew me to him. It's the fact that he's all white, and most of the Kamen Riders are black with like different accents and different colors added to them. Same thing for a lot of the Sentai characters. They're typically, you know, a lot of color, and then they have white or black accents on them, you know, or maybe a black base and then color on top. He's all white, and he's got like blue, you know, and then straps and stuff, and it just sets off the design ridiculously. I wish, though, since we're talking about I guess I can get to this in my final thoughts, but I'll mention it here and then go over it again. The spines on the crown of his head that stick upward, they're not made out of a soft, pliable plastic. I almost want to just pull it off and then cut out, you know, the shape in, you know, some styrene or something that's a lot more durable. I mean, it's not the worst, but I wish it was in soft, pliable plastic. But anyway, besides that, he's got a good accessory count, and it's cool.
Okay, Eternal's articulation is as follows, starting from the head and working our way down. SH Figuart style head, and turn to the side, no problem. Little tilts because he's got a neck joint in there. He's got this much motion outward, down, up. The shoulder, actually the shoulder pad moves out of the way. The shoulder itself is on a ball joint. He can kind of lean to the side, lean back a decent amount, lean forward a decent amount. That's an alright ab crunch, you know, or diaphragm joint. Legs go up, go out to the side this much, which is awesome. And if you pull them down, see how it can go out even more. And there's a twist up here, just in case you want to, you know, do something like that. Double jointed knee works really well. There's a twist. These are the old school SH Figuart ankles. Ankle pivot. Feet move back that much. They point that much. Toe joint, as you can see. And he does have a waist joint. He does have double jointed elbows. And he has the twist here, as well as the hinge. One thing I don't like that you got to pay attention to is, you see how it's white in there? I don't like that. It should be blue like the rest of the arm. But besides that, this is a stellar figure, especially with the, you know, when it comes to the articulation, he is freaking dope in the realm of articulation and sculpt. I especially like how his knees kind of close up so that the sculpt is still 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is really pretty. So yeah, SH Figuarts, man, this is what you have to come to expect with them. They just do better stuff than everybody else from head to toe, and this is no different.
So everything comes together perfectly. You can see that things that need to be hidden are hidden, and he just looks pretty screen accurate, and I love it. This is what you're paying for. This is why I say they make the best stuff. Overall, this guy doesn't have many things for you to complain about because the design is fairly simple. They did a good job hiding joints that would stand out, like in his knees. You don't see the pegs like you do on American figures. You don't, because he's all white, you don't really see the double jointed elbow pegs on the elbows. The torso is well hidden because it's more of a diaphragm joint than it is like a torso. It's not an ab crunch, but he can still crunch very well. The weapons work really well. The only negatives on this guy is I hate the plastic cape. That's a personal preference. I mean, if you don't like plastic capes, you're going to be mad. It's very hard. It's not very flexible at all. It gets in the way. And you have to take his head off to put it on. The spines on his head are made of a kind of brittle plastic, like what you see on a lot of these kind of figures, which I hate, because if they take a fall off of your shelf, they're fucked. That's going to break, you know what I mean? Especially if you have him high up. And I happen to have him high up, and I plan on moving him lower when I get this other shelf situation set up. But and then there's the dot that they painted instead of sculpting for his third eye piece. You know, that's what it symbolizes on most characters. And that's really it. I mean, the Gaia Memories is a plus and a minus. You could imagine that the Gaia Memories are in kind of a closed up pocket, the way like Batman's utility belt pockets are, so it wouldn't bother you if that's the case, because they are small, and I see no reason why they should be like protruding just so you can see them, but that's the only thing missing from this to make him 1000% screen accurate. But what you still have is still a really cool approximation, because could you imagine playing with those tiny little Gaia Memories? We'd lose a lot of shit, you know, and as you'll see with the SIC version one of these days, when I get him, or if you just, you know, go and noodle around on YouTube, they're easily lost. But what you do have is a pretty screen accurate figure that's very durable and very well put together, and, you know, nothing is really, they didn't really skimp on things. So I think this guy is definitely worth getting. I'm happy to have him. Very simple figure, but it's a very cool design. I wasn't a huge fan of Kamen Rider Double, but I don't mind the show. I watch it, I just don't, there's things in it I don't like, but overall, him and Skull are two of the coolest Kamen Rider designs. Even Double, the White Fang Joker, I dig that a lot. That look is really cool. So yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. He's definitely worth the buy. So, you know, this has been my review of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Eternal from Kamen Rider Double. If you see him, pick him up. He is pretty damn expensive, so shop around and don't just settle for the first thing you find. And that's it for me. You guys have been great. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and as usual, peace outside.